Question 11 asks you to state the transformations of that particular function in the correct order. So just so you know, you basically got half a mark for each transformation that you listed. And if you listed them in the wrong order, half a mark was taken off in total. So here we go in order. Just to remind you then, my method, tried and true method for writing them in order is to remember turd dirt, like that, TRD, DRT. It's not unique. It's not the only way that you can get the transformations in the right order, but I have found this to be the most consistent way. And so we list the X transformations first, and then we list the Y transformations second. So looking at here, I've got to look at the translation first. So number one, it's the X translation, which is the -4 here, the -4. So what we're going to do is we are going to say that is a translation. 4 units. We always go the opposite of what the sign says, really. It looks like minus might look left, but it's actually to the right. So 4 units to the right. Now, I haven't looked at this recently, but you should use you should have a look at your information sheet. It tells you the language that you can use in order to write it out nicely. I think I'm using the right language, but you can double check for yourself. Number 2, let me see now. I've done my translation. Is there a reflection? For there to be a reflection, there'd have to be a minus here, but there isn't, so there's no reflection. Is there a dilation? There'd have to be a number in front of the x, and there isn't, so there's no dilation. So we move on to DRT. Is there a dilation? Yes, there is. The whole function has been dilated by 2. So I would go a dilation by factor 2 in the direction, well, it's going to be stretched. And the stretch happens parallel to the y-axis. So it's in the direction of the y-axis, like so. So that's the dilation done, and then we've got a reflection, which is it there or not? Again, we have a look in front of that function. There's a negative there, and so we definitely have a dilation happening here. Sorry, a reflection. So reflection, and what's the mirror surface if there's a reflection? It'll be the x-axis. So we say a reflection about the x-axis. And number 4, is there a translation? So that's DRT. Is there a translation? And the answer is yes. We can see that by looking at the +5 here. That means there is a translation. So we can say translation 5 units up. That will do. There's your 4 translations. So so half mark for each of the 4 plus minus half mark if you don't get it in the right order is how we mark that. And just FYI, you can sort of check your own self if you want to. You can go, say, for example, look at x squared and do the transformation. This is how we mark it as well. We actually have to go through these transformations in order. So translation 4 units to the right. So when there's a transformation of the input, we replace the x with the new one. So 4 units to the right means that x is replaced with x minus 4. Dilation by factor 2 in the direction of the y-axis. So that is a, let me see now, that is, because it's in the direction of the y-axis, that means we're replacing the output, the entire function, with twice what it was. So I replace x minus 4 all squared with twice x minus 4 all squared, like so. And then it says a reflection about the x-axis. So I replace the entire function with minus that entire function. And then the last one would be, let me see now, a translation 5 units up. So that's a transformation of the output. So I replace the old function minus 2 x minus 4 all squared with the same function, but a +5 at the end because it's translated up. And then I can have a look at it and go, minus 2 outside of x minus 4 all squared plus 5 is what I was given, and my transformations give it to me. So if you've got time, actually writing out your transformations like I've done here is a good way of checking to make sure you've got it right.